So the Aldelo Express kitchen printer options, there are a lot of them. Makes that kitchen print do a lot of different things, a lot of settings, things that you may not know about, or at least some that you're not aware of that we can do. So let's take a look at why kitchen printers, what they're good for, and then what our options do to enhance those features. It's more than just a printer. A kitchen printer is much more. It's a communications method between the front of house and the back of house. This gives the kitchen a better environment where you don't have servers running to the back. You don't have servers in communications and yelling things at the cooks and the chefs. You don't want that. You want this to be completely separate. There's a wall between the front of house and the back of house for a reason, and that needs to be respected, and that is for real. You don't want that verbal communication going back and forth. The printer replaced this old style order wheel where you wrote the order down, you clipped it on this wheel, and you spun it around for the kitchen to get. The printer took the place of this, and it has been a great enhancement. It reduced that verbal communications to almost nil, and it increased the speed of service. So when you hit done on that point of sale device, that kitchen printer starts running and starts printing the order. And that has dramatically increased the speed of service for the kitchen and the front of the house. Because no matter how fast you can take the order, the speed of the restaurant is totally dependent upon the speed of that kitchen. If the kitchen is slow, then the restaurant is slow. We went out to dinner last night, and the kitchen where we went was on a hold. They were not seating anybody, even though they had tables open. The kitchen was in the weeds, and they weren't seating anybody. So we had the good sense to leave and go to another restaurant. So that kitchen is vital to the speed of service. So this is a vast improvement over the wheel. It eliminated the handwritten checks, and when you did that, you had a problem with handwritten checks in that sometimes you couldn't read the writing and the checks weren't secure. You never knew if they got rang up. So there was no controls anywhere with a handwritten check. This then forced the restaurant to do audits. They had to balance the handwritten check against what was rung up on the terminal, on the register. And if they ever did an audit, which they rarely did, they would find mistakes. And they generally found mistakes with the same servers over and over again. So just that one thing with no controls because there's no printer, they don't do check audits like they should. They were losing money by not having an inexpensive kitchen printer in the system. This then led to a major theft opportunity. I've seen systems that were justified, the entire system, just on this one feature alone, because they had so much theft in the kitchen by servers writing down to prepare an item and then not ringing it up in hopes of getting a better tip. This turned out to be quite a bit of money in the restaurant. Well, kitchen chits evolved, and they've become a production management tool for the kitchen. They speeding up kitchen production because they can now divide the order to print in different aspects in different areas of the kitchen. This should not be news to you guys. You also should know that we have 20 kitchen printers in our system. So that it divides that order into 20 different destinations, if you will. This has now reduced errors and is helping in table turns. Gets the food out faster, gets those table turns going. If they even produce just one more table per shift, that can be another $50 to $100 in revenue for that restaurant. So table turns are critical, and kitchen printers help with that. They also do really well with pacing the order, where you don't have all the food going to the table at once. You allow the diner to then have their app, and then when when they're getting ready for the end of that appetizer, then that next course, if you will, the main course comes. This gives a more pleasant dining experience for the customer and gives them a better satisfaction. We now have sorting items by priority. This is a feature that we've had, and what we're going to show you today is how well that works. We have routing items for production. That is items printing on the kitchen printer near that area, whether it's the grill, the fryer, the salad, the dessert, whatever area of the kitchen it is, we can route those items to those production areas instantly. Then we can have a expediter printer that prints the entire order, so it makes it very easy to combine for the food delivery. Then we have the ability to show you what seat gets what item. So we're now organizing the food delivery to the table. This eliminates the food auction. Who got the red beans on rice? Well, we don't have to do that. We know seat 1, seat 2, seat 3, seat 4. We know exactly what item goes to each one of these. Makes it that job of that food runner just that much more easy. We have improved communications in our system because we have multiple languages. We have 5 front of house languages that you can select from, and these are programmable by individual. So when I sign up, I'm going to get the language I'm comfortable with, and when somebody else signs in, they'll get the language that they're comfortable in. And that front of house language is selectable by individual. Then we have 5 back of house languages for the kitchen printer and the bar printer, and they don't have to match. They can be one language in the back and a different language for that individual using the terminal. These are all selectable in our system. The items that are sorted going to the kitchen, that sorting can be done by none and 1 to 9,999. You absolutely can assign how that item is then printed first, in the middle, last. You decide how you want that printed in the kitchen. And what this can do is you can put the longest prep time item first. If that item is a 7 to 8 minute prep time, it can go ahead of an item that is more like a 1 minute prep time, so that you get the longest prep time item goes down first, and that's the one that they start working on first, and then they get the shorter prep time items going. Or how about they put the shortest prep time item first, so they can get it out first. Maybe they're going to put the drinks at 1 and have those be the first thing out. Then you can do creative sorting by doing both. You can have the shortest time items go first, then you can run your long time items, and then at the end have the balance of the ticket, that is, have none on their selection. So there's multiple ways you can do the sorting of the ticket. Then you can select font sizes. The 2x, which is standard, you can also choose 3x height and width, and then 4x height and width. And we'll show you that here in a minute. But this gives the ability to have that ticket have very large print if they need it, meaning if the bar where they put the order is far away, you can have that larger print to help the reading of that ticket from a distance. We also do pacing of the orders. This does improve speed of service. You think about pacing as slowing down the production, but it actually speeds things up because it doesn't overwhelm the kitchen. It paces them at a steady pace and gets the orders to them in a much easier and better flow. So don't think of pacing as slowing things down. It actually gives better speed of service. It just keeps that kitchen at a steady pace, steady speed. You can also do items by course. That is, send all the appetizers first, send all the salads, and send all of the entrees, then send all the desserts. You can do that by course, makes it a much easier flow. You also have the hold and fire feature that we've had forever. And we also have a feature called automatic hold time, where you can set the hold time to be uh, as part of the item. So it automatically goes on hold when you ring it up. So why automatic hold? Well, it gives you the time release, just like hold and fire. It just makes it where you ring up that item, it automatically has its hold time built in. You don't have to go to the fire button and do it manually there. It's automated. It's every time you ring that item up, it automatically goes on a hold and fire. It does help pace the order, and it speeds up the process of placing the order, and that you don't have to go in and put everything on hold manually. It does it automatically. Helps keep that kitchen at a steady pace, and it actually improves speed of service. It allows the food to be trayed together and hot, because you have your longer items will be automatically put on a hold, or I'm sorry, your entrees will be put on a hold and fired at the right time to then allow everything to be put on the tray at once. So all the entrees can go out at once if you have it timed out perfectly, where you know that your uh, pastas may take less time than your steaks, the grilled items. So you're able to put in different times for different items. This does dramatically improve the guest experience in that they're not getting all their food at once. There is a pace to the order. And then, of course, there's coursing. You enter the order by course when you bring it in, and then it's up to 10 courses. They can be auto fired. You generally have the first course as an auto fire, and then each course after that is a manual firing of the course. It allows for items to be delivered together by course. And remember, you can that does improve that guest experience. So let's take a look at how you program this.
All right, so we're going to start off in the back office. The first topic that we will be going over is the kitchen slash bar sort order. To manage the kitchen bar sort order effectively, you want to establish a system that ensures items are printed on the kitchen or bar receipt in a sequence that you prefer. This helps in organizing the workflow in the kitchen or bar, ensuring that dishes are prepared and served in the intended order. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to tap on the products. We're going to go to item setup. And then from here, we're going to select the group that we want to select. In this case, I'm going to select salad. And then I'm going to select an item in here. So I'm going to do this on 3 items in here. So I'm going to select the vermicelli noodles salad first. And then from here, we're going to scroll down. And then we're going to click on show extended settings. On the printing options, we're going to scroll down from here, and then you'll see kitchen and bar sort. You could enter in a number anywhere from 1 to 9,999. The lower the number, the higher the priority. And the higher the number that you put in here, the lower the priority. And leaving this blank will have the lowest priority. You'll see this in the demonstration. All right, so in this case, I'm going to enter in 1 here. And then let's do house salad. We're going to do the same thing. Click on show extended settings. We're going to scroll down. And then this one we'll do 100. And then we'll select one more, chicken salad. We're going to scroll down again, click on show extended settings, scroll down. This time I'm going to enter in 9,999. All right, so now we're going to switch the screens here. All right, so now we are in the Aldelo Express application. I'm going to enter in my manager code. And then let's go ahead and select new order. I'm going to do dine in. And then from here, I'm going to select the salad. I'm going to add all of these 5 items in here. So let's select house salad. Caesar salad, chicken salad, grilled shrimp salad, vermicelli noodle salad. Right, so as you can see, I have the items in here. I'm going to go ahead and push the items through. And then I'm going to open up the order again. And then let's go ahead and expand the order screen here. And then from here, I'm going to show you the receipt. And as you can see on the receipt, the vermicelli noodle salad is on top. We have the house salad, second item here. We have the chicken salad third. And then the last two, we did not add any sort order number. So those will show up on the bottom. All right, so we are back in the back office. Next is the auto item hold for dine-in orders created by Express POS. You can add a time to put items on hold once the item is sent to the kitchen. A good example are desserts. Minimum time that you can add is 5 minutes and up to 60 minutes max. All right, so we're going to start off in the products item setup. We're going to select our group here. In this case, we're going to do dessert. And I'm just going to add time for the New York cheesecake and the regular cheesecake here. So I'm going to tap on the New York cheesecake. We're going to scroll down, tap on show extended settings, and then we're going to scroll down until we see auto item hold for dine-in orders created by Express POS. Like I said, minimum is 5 minutes. If I try to put 1 minute, as you can see, it gives me an error message. I'm going to put 5 minutes here. And then let's do another one for cheesecake. We're going to scroll down, show extended settings. And then this one, we are going to add 15 minutes. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and save. And then from here, we're going to switch the screens again. All right, so we are back in the Aldelo Express application. I'm going to enter in my manager code, select new order, dine in. Right, I did add it for my desserts here. I'm going to select the New York cheesecake. I'm also going to add the regular cheesecake. And then I'm going to add the tiramisu cheesecake as well. As you can see, the first two has a timer. And then the last item does not. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and submit this to the kitchen. And then we're going to go back and reopen the order just to let you know or to take a look at. You see these two items are still on hold. I can release the hold by clicking on the clock and I can clear hold. That'll print them out. Let's do the other one as well. And then I do need to tap on the checkbox in the lower right-hand corner. And here is the kitchen receipt. You'll see the tiramisu cake. I did not add any timer on it. However, the New York cheesecake and the regular cheesecake has a hold time on both of those. These did print out on the kitchen receipt because I did not turn on print server. So if you don't want these to print out at the same time with the tiramisu cake, you can turn on print server. And let's go ahead and do that now. All right, so we're back in the back office. To turn on the print server, we need to go to settings. Then we're going to store config. And then we're going to go to receipt and ticket config. And then on the top, we're going to select kitchen and bar ticket. From here, we're going to go to print options. You'll see that device number 2 is the print server. However, I also need to turn on enable kitchen and bar auto hold release feature and set this to yes. That way, when I have anything on hold, the items will print out at that time and not right away. From here, we're going to go ahead and scroll down and then save on the bottom. Next up is the languages. So we're going to be in the settings, store config, receipt and ticket config, and then on the top, we're going to select kitchen and bar. There is a language option here. As you can see, right now that the kitchen ticket print language is set for English, and also the bar ticket language is set for English as well. I can change this to Spanish, um, simplified Chinese, traditional Chinese, French, or Korean. In this case, we're going to select Spanish. We also have the kitchen ticket alternate name print option. We have this set for primary. We can change this. So I'm going to select alternate preferred on both. And then I'm going to scroll down and save. So the menu items do need to have the alternate language added as well. So we're going to go to the products, item setup, and then I'm just going to select any group here. And then I'm going to select any menu item here. In this case, I'm going to select beef skewer. This one already has an item alternate name added to it. So if you don't, it's going to print out the primary item name. All right, so we're back in the Aldelo Express application. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to tap on the hamburger button on the top left-hand corner. We're just going to sync the iPad first. That way it accepted the alternate languages. And then we're going to select new order, dine in. And then from here, we're going to add a menu item. We're going to select chicken wings. Let's do barbecue chicken, ranch dressing. Okay, and then from here, we're going to tap on the checkbox on the lower right-hand corner. As you can see, it printed out the receipt. So we'll open up the order here, and we are going to match the kitchen receipt. All right, as you can see on the Aldelo Express application, I ordered a barbecue chicken wings here with ranch dressing. And on the receipt, you'll see cochina on the top with the order number. And then it has the barbecue item here with the ranch dressing on the receipt. All right, and then we have one more thing to show you, which is the font sizes for the kitchen printer. So we're going to go minimize the products. We're going to go to settings, store config, receipt and ticket config. And then we're going to go to kitchen and bar ticket. And then from here, we have the print options. And we're going to scroll down until you see printed item and modifier on kitchen on graphical printer. We also have one for the bar and ticket as well. So if we select this, the 2 times height and 2 times width is actually the same as the default. And we also have the 3 times height and width and the 4 time height and width here. So we're going to select that. And then we're also going to select the bottom one with 4 times height and width. And then we're going to scroll down and then click save on the bottom. And this is how it looks like on the receipt. All right, on the left, we have the default and 2 times height and width. In the middle, we have the 3 times height and width. And the last receipt, we have the 4 times height and width. And if you have an Epson printer, you do need to switch it from regular Epson printer to a graphical printer. To do that, you just need to tap on the hamburger button on the top left-hand corner. We're going to go to hardware. And then we're going to select the kitchen printer. And on the bottom, we're going to tap on the Epson TM M10 printer. We're going to switch this to a graphical printer. So we're going to click on that. And then as you can see, there is a TM M10 device here. This is my device that I'm currently using. Right next to it, it's the same device, except it has graphical mode right next to it. So we're going to go ahead and select that. Right now, when you print out, and now when you have the printer set up for graphical, it'll print out the special characters and also if you chose the large font sizes as well. All right, I'm going to send this back to you, Jerry.
Good job, bud.
The only applicable question was if a modifier was able to print and read on an EPSA D220, and the answer was yes, it does. All other questions have been answered within the presentation.
Okay, very good. Okay, then I'm going to call this good. This was a good presentation. This was a good one because we covered some things that may not have been apparent to you, but they are things that will increase the speed of service in that restaurant and will help help set your system apart from the competition. This will help sell systems, but you have to know it to talk about it.